YouTube, how's it going? The Goat House is back with some more 2020 NFL record predictions going game by game, team by team. This video for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We did a bunch of teams already. We got more to come. We're doing every single team, don't you worry. And you're going to want to follow the Twitter because you guys will basically create a future video. I'm going to post polls for each division. You guys vote for who wins that division. We're going to circle back, do wild cards, and we're going to keep on moving on to the process. So you guys are creating a future video, one where you can kind of yell at each other and not get mad at me in the comments. But really appreciate the support. We just got to 50K. You guys are amazing. We're trying to kind of match that on our second channel there, the Goat House Plus. So there's a link down below for that, for the Twitter, for the podcast. You guys can check that all out. Playoutpredictors.com is the site we're using, so you guys can go make your predictions. Come back here in the comments. Let me know what you got. Let's compare everyone's predictions down there. The Buccaneers, though, kind of breaking them down. I've been on the Buccaneers hype, and a lot of people haven't really been too happy with me. I'm kind of surprised by that. Maybe people just don't like change too much. They don't want to accept the fact that this team's that much better. After the season ended, though, I was kind of leaning in on the Buccaneers taking a big step, even if it was with Jameis Winston, just because mainly a lot of the pieces are kind of getting better over time. A lot of young pieces. So they had Tom Brady, they had Rob Gronkowski, they had a good draft class, they had Tristan Wirfs part of that. Some other pieces, but it's more than Tom Brady. I can't stress that enough. It's a good young group. Chris Godwin, how much he improved. Last year. Now him, Mike Evans, Tyler Johnson, these guys with Tom Brady. Offense line improved with some young guys just stepping up, and then the young addition of Tristan Wirfs and Tom Brady. Making the pre-snap adjustments makes the offensive line better when you do it correctly. Then you look at the defense. I think people sleeping on the defense. People kind of just stuck in the past a little too much. They were bottom tier a few years ago, and people just can't get off that. Things don't stay the same forever, and you realize the young talent that they've drafted. Vita Vea really coming along, young nose tackle. They switched their defense to a 3-4 last year. He's really fitting in that nose tackle role. Ndamukong Suh, played that well with them last year with that group because it's a good group. He fits. The linebacker unit is really what stands out. The pass rush group, Shaq Barrett, JPP only played half the year last year and was very successful in that 3-4. Inside linebacker unit might be the best in football. Levante David, absolute stud, can do everything. Devin White, who they just drafted last year, does everything. He gets after the quarterback, fantastic cover, just like Levante David. So, really good group. People kind of rip the secondary a little bit. It's a really good young group, and I like young athletic secondaries in today's NFL. And they're improving every step of the way. The cornerback group, and there's two Auburn guys in there, Carlton Davis, Jamel Dean, played exceptionally well last year. And then you look at Sean Murphy-Bunting, who I was very high on out of Central Michigan last year. They had Antoine Winfield Jr., the safety group, so you get a playmaker back there. This is a defense that's really coming together, and then they're going to produce some points on the offensive side. So I like the Buccaneers team this year. It's a good team. That's the bottom line. I'm not one to get in on a hype or if a trend or anything. If I think they're good, then I think they're good. So that's pretty much all there is to it. Buccaneers at Saints. Tough for the Bucs to play the Saints in Week 1. Because the Buccaneers a lot of new faces. So yeah, they may have to. They're going to be good, but they're going to have to adjust to a lot of things. So it's going to be a tough matchup. I'm glad it's not in Tampa, though. If they were going to play the Saints Week 1, I'm glad it's not in Tampa because the Saints will just be more prepared. They may just drop a home game there. I'm going to take the Saints, though, home Week 1. Week 2, I like the Bucs over the Panthers here. I think they're just a better team. Yeah, there'll be some adjusting, but I think they're going to be okay. A veteran like Tom Brady, I think they'll figure some things out there. Broncos should be a good game. That should be a good game. The Broncos are a pretty good team, pretty complete team. In Week 3, still some growing to do for some new faces there and for Drew Lock mainly. So back and forth on that one. I'm going to take the Buccaneers, though. That's a good game. We're going to circle back and do worst case and best case scenario once we're done here. We got the Chargers game. I'm going to take the Bucs in that one. Chargers have an adjustment period too as well with their new quarterback perhaps. Bucs at Bears. Tough to play in Chicago Thursday night. I think the Bucs can kind of match their pass rush, match their defense, but then they're going to be much better on offense. I'm going to take the Bucs in that one. Playing the Packers, the key for this game, it's in Tampa. If this is in Lambeau, I'd probably go in Packers, but I'm going to take the Bucs. So they are on a roll here. I had, here and there in these videos, I got some kind of Yeah, I guess you could say upsets, but they happen every year. They're not too big of upsets. So this is kind of one I'm going with. I think Gruden, can game plan against this Tom Brady, this pro style team here. So the Raiders sneak one out here. The Raiders are usually better earlier in the year. See Derek Carr playing at a high level early last year, poor level I think. Second half of the year. They got the Bucks over the Giants. I got them splitting with the Saints. So the home game, now that they're getting better and better, Bucks team are getting better. Season goes on. I'll take them over the Saints. Against the Panthers, yeah, can the Panthers kind of keep up scoring with this Bucks team? That's kind of the question here. I'll take the Buccaneers going 2-0 against them. Monday night in Tampa against the Rams. And their pass rush is kind of the key in this one. The Buccaneers' pass rush takes care of business against that Rams offensive line. Chiefs, Bucks, going to be an absolute shootout here. Like I said, I like the Buccaneers' defense. It's still young, so the youth thing is a good thing, I think. If you're a good young defense, because just being more used to like the younger style offenses, which just straight out of college, it's nothing's changing too much for you. So that's kind of the upside. But the Chiefs are an offense that'll kind of give you troubles either way. So they'll kind of have the young defense will kind of have their moments. I think this is one where it gets to them. Bye week in 13. That's a late bye week, so that scares me a bit. Our guys beat up, our guys hurt, so that scares me a bit. Playing the Vikings. Yeah, that's a good game. I think it being in Tampa, I think definitely helps them. So I will take the Buccaneers there. Buccaneers at Falcons, and the Falcons probably sneak one out on them. They can maybe get one of those good offensive games going. Then against the Lions, good to play the Lions later. Much better team earlier in the year. Take the Bucks, and then they won't lose twice to the Falcons. So I do have them 12-4. Yeah, people don't like the Bucks hype, but I think it's just because those are people that just don't like change, don't like hype. I mean, it's a good team. I think the only thing that can make them not be a good team, maybe not this good, the late bye week causing injury, causing wear. And yeah, they could go through a little bit of adjustment period. So we'll take a look at worst case. Maybe they struggle early on. They can lose to the Broncos. They can lose to the Bears here. They could lose to the Packers. I did have them losing to the Raiders already. So I don't know if all of these come together. That's kind of the tough part. I don't think they lose this many in a row, so maybe you can flip it for that. They can lose the Panthers here. Yeah, I'd say 9-7 is probably worst case, but what I had was winning these games, actually losing this one, and so we had 12-4. Best case, can I see them doing anything? Maybe they don't get upset by the Raiders. I did have them winning pretty close games, like the Broncos, like the Bears and the Packers, like the Saints the second time, beating the Panthers in Carolina. So yeah, the best case can't be maybe it's 14-2 is probably best case there. So. But I'm leaning towards the 12-4. If this is maybe their second year with this group, then yeah, it'd be much better. They could even win this week 1 game if that's the case. So, yeah, that's what I'm thinking for the Buccaneers, somewhere around 12-4. You guys can let me know your thoughts in the comments. Please click that like button. Please subscribe to both of our channels. Check out our Twitter. Any link that you'll need will be down below for you in any video. That's going to do it for this one, though. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.